your host for today, and we're going to be playing some more Nier Automata today. And how y'all doing? I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I hope you had a good Valentine's Day and all that jazz. I had a okay Valentine's Day. I have weird beer. I have literally never had a Valentine. I've never just had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Literally never. So it's been the most indifferent holiday to me, personally. But usually there's something entertaining on, so it's not the worst thing ever. It could be better, it could be worse. So I'll take it as that. But importantly, today we've got Nier Automata. So I've not got any interesting stories really, to be honest, because no one was able to run their sessions this weekend. I'll get into gaming. Kick it off. Yeah, normally I use my Monday streams to talk about all the role-playing stuff. Like I usually play D&D, and I play Star Wars on weekends usually, and it's usually quite a good bit to just chat about the random stuff that happened. This weekend, neither ran. Our GM in D&D needed, basically was feeling horribly ill. They've got a nasty ass cold at the moment, and they weren't really able to talk properly because of going into coughing fits, which aggravates them whenever they talk. So, yeah, they're not going to be, they weren't running. And then our Star Wars game, it got cancelled because the GM that does Star Wars basically needed even more prep time. Which, considering what we're about to do in Star Wars, I totally get it. We are on the cusp of the Mandalorian invasion of a planet that we're on. After we just defeated a Sith Lord and nuked and basically turned off a Force-based nuclear weapon. I need to stop getting hit by that. So that happened, and we're not getting the most. And since all that happened, we're not. The GM needs a bit of extra time, which I can totally get. Though what I can talk about. Oh yeah, I should take my glasses off. No point in having a blue light. Well, there is a point of having a blue light filtering glasses on during stream, but I don't like it how it reflects my screens back at the camera, so. Had some cool ideas for that secret project that is possibly never going to come to fruition, but which is good. And I can talk about. Yeah, I can't talk about that secret project, unfortunately. I probably never will be able to. But what I can definitely talk about would be a couple things. One is I made a good amount of progress on FF14. I got a lot of progress. They were all encouraging me at the weekend to just do what I can. I'm in a really good set of gear now thanks to one of my buddies getting me essentially a level 5-10 crafted set of gear, because basically we were running down a race to see, because they do raid night tonight, immediately after my stream. Normally it's during my stream, but they want me to join. So I said I literally can't do raid at, like, oh, can you do 6 till 9? And I went, no, just outright I can't. Do something like that. It was like 7 till 9 or something like that. It's like dead center of my stream, so it's like I just can't do that. So they went, well, can we do 8 till 10? We can probably push it to that.
Help me! Alert. Voice patterns detected from inside storage facility.
What the fuck? No, that didn't do it. Are you not pulling? Can I push it over these items? Is that gonna break things? Yep, cool, it's fine. You gonna open that? Hi there. Ooh, thanks a million. Sorry, but could you do me a favor and clear the pass and get out of here? I'm a lag trying to force my way out. Also, as you can see, I'm pretty big, so I'm going to get plenty of space. Done. Nah, I can't get it. That's gonna be a weird one. I'm not sure how to get that. The truck to there trying to get everything organised. My supervisor tore through the place like a tornado and ended up boxing me in. Tell you what, any... God damn it, there you are! Hello. Oh, it's Jackass! Hello. Haven't seen you in who the hell knows how long, and I find you sitting on your ass. Did I tell you to keep the place organised? Yes, we're throwing things all over the place. I got trapped. If something in the way, just blow it up. It's not freaking difficult. But I don't have any explosives. Then build some. I mean, look at all the crap around here. I could build 10 bombs in this. Well, there's no way to... Wow, zip it already. Let me teach you some goddamn bomb making skills. When I work in storage, I don't know how to make bombs. Crap it, every lonely warehouse man needs to know how to blow things up. Sorry I'm useless about it cause you so much trouble. You can have this. Not much, you know, but whatever. Anyway, I'll see you later. You know, complex gadget, 10 grand and 1,000 XP. And I got a bomb recipe! Ooh. A120 repair. That seems handy. Sorting trouble 3. No, I can't do that. I thought, can I just get in there? Yeah, apparently we can't pull this. I'm actually going to look up... I'm going to quick save, actually. But I'm going to look up... It was like sorting 3, right? Sorting Trouble 3, here we go. Apparently there are supposed to be enemies in there. Alright. Oh dear. Give me a second, I need to look at this. So yeah, me and I will say one bit, which is going to be a bit of fun. It's probably never going to be on stream, but it might actually. To be honest, it might. If we decide that it would be worth a stream, I might poke the guys about doing one of these on stream. Basically, there is a plan that we've all got. A few of us who are huge Magic the Gathering fans. Are planning to make essentially a weird little format for ourselves that we can mess around in. Now, our group of Magic the Gathering players is wildly different in skill. We have a couple people who are not new to the game, but inexperienced at building proper mega decks, essentially. Like, they're not really used to building workable decks. They're used to building decks that are very janky and are very much get a certain combo out that is really cool. But they're used to playing with every single card because if we played it, we'd just play it for a piss take because they don't enjoy PvP if it's not with cards, basically. So they don't really want to test out a lot of their they don't play normal decks with a limited card pool usually. We have some who are, I'm not gonna say bad, they're just less experienced. I'm just gonna say it is that. Who are decent at Magic, and they work with small card pools to play a lot of Magic Arena and things like that, so it's not too bad. We got me, who is... I'd say essentially like that. I'd say I'm a little better than one of the other players. On average, I usually beat them. That's not a slight against them. We genuinely have had a lot of games against each other. We just do it for fun, and I, more often than not, do end up winning. Because we both don't particularly care about net decking, so we both build our own individual styles of decks, and mine's usually just come out on top. Not always, though. They put up a good fight against me most of the time. And it's never like, oh, I've definitely won this. It's usually just my decks end up smashing through theirs. But they have beaten me a fair number of times as well, so it's not like it's 100% beat down every single time. We've got one person who I'm not sure what their skill level is, honestly. I've never really played Magic with them. So they could be amazing, they could be awful. I believe they're probably, if I'd have to hazard a guess, probably around the skill level of me and the other person I was just talking about. That would be my guess, at least. Like, we can do alright. And we can hold our own against, say, the average Magic player. And usually beat him. My one would honestly, my skill in Magic would probably be a lot better if I ever actually ran net decks. Or anything like that. If I tried to build decks that had the actual, like, oh, these are the best cards in this set, so run decks that work like this. If I ever had the ability to do that, I would probably be a much better Magic player. But I refuse to ever do that. I like to build my own stuff and see if it works. Essentially. And my friends know roughly what I'm going to build. I always build similar decks, because that's how I like to play, usually. There's a few, like, varieties that I play, but mostly they come down to creature decks, because I understand creature decks. And then we've got the other two members. Oh no, then we've got one person who is, due to how they essentially learned Magic, they are, I'd definitely say, a better player than me. I have beaten them before. We've not played many games together, but I have beaten them before. But they have also crushed me before. They have played much more complicated decks than they know actually how to work against people who are much better than me. So I am not in any way deluding myself saying I'm better than her. She is better than me at Magic, guaranteed. So it is gonna be, she's gonna be an interesting one. And then we've got our last two members. We have a fully qualified Magic the Gathering judge. They are a fully qualified MTG judge. Who is very skilled at Magic. They used to actively make money off of, like, pre-release kind of things, because they would win consistently enough to actually do it, and they would play in, like, proper tournaments and things, and they would win. They are really good at Magic. And then we've got the other one, who is about on par with them. Like, it literally came down to what we think. We had a big chat about this yesterday. We end up figuring that the one who's the judge is the better Magic player. The best strictly Magic player. The other one is better at building decks. And because of that, it's interesting, the matchups between the pair of them. Because one's likely to build the better deck, the other one is likely to play their deck better. And what we've currently got, and what the format we're planning on making, we are going to be doing, each of us is picking two sets. Two card sets that came out. Can be anything, they just can't be linked together. But they can't be from the same block, essentially. We're going to pick 2 of them. And then we are going to random roll. Which 3 sets out of each of these. Because we're each picking 2. We've maybe, apparently, we've got to pick a 3rd backup set, just in case we don't get enough people. But it looks like we've got enough people. To essentially make a block. So, one of the sets I know I'm probably going to be picking will be Dragons of Tarkir. I love the Dragons of Tarkir set. It was big, it was nutsy, it has dragons. So I believe that it'll be that one or Fate Reforged I'll be using. Yeah. Probably Fate Reforged. Probably Dragons because I don't believe. I believe the other one had. Ugin in it. If I pick Fate Reforged, it has Ugin, which will be a bit of an issue. I'm likely to pick the one that doesn't have Ugin out of the 2. But yeah, so that should be entertaining and very fun. If we get that set. Because here's the thing. There's a pretty good chance that every set we pick... because we're all picking 2 sets, but we're picking 3 from the lot of us. So there's a good chance that neither of the sets that we pull becomes part of the set. Part of the block that we're playing. Which is going to be really interesting. And basically then we have an hour to build a deck. And we're probably going to be starting off at least using Brawl rules. And we just have a big 5-person match, essentially. It is going to be fun, is my prediction. Fully aware, a lot of us are going to get trounced. But, we have 2 players that are probably going to help sort of even the odds a little bit. With a couple of others, because we've got a very big variety of different players in our games. We've got the person that loves their, like, life gainy, black-white kind of decks. That has lots of interesting creatures with weird effects. We have one player that loves to build, like, white weenie decks, which just swarm the board with massive numbers. We have me that loves to brute force things with giant creatures. Like, I love my ramp. I love to get a lot of mana out very quick and then get some big fucking creatures out and just beat my opponents down from there. And so because of this, it's going to be a very interesting to see, because I'm going to be building big beatdowny creatures regardless. I might pick a core set. I might do a core set. Oh, I know what I can do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. One of my sets. I was debating which sets to pick because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna build one of Khan's block because I played casually the Khan's stuff in Magic because it's the dragon set. Of course, I was interested in it, and I had a great time playing in that set. But I didn't play too much. I played a good few games. I ended up winning a very large proportion of my games with my real deck. In that set. Purely on the fact of I was playing a ramp Ataka deck, which is which is the Khan's blocks red-green. So it had like Dragon Lord Ataka, it had Ataka the World Render, had a lot of big, fast dragons, essentially, in it, and it had a lot of ramp to get those big-ass dragons out. And essentially, the others, so which other set? So I knew I was going to throw in my hat, either Fate Reforged or Dragons of Tarkia. I knew I was going to throw in one of the two. I'm just not sure which one. Yeah, I'll need to look through the actual sets again, just to remind myself of what is in what. Because there's a few cards I really want to put in there if we get access to them. There's a particular 4/4 flying dragon that 4/4 flying green dragon that I want to put in the decks because I love that thing. One of my favorite cards that's ever been printed. By a lot, yeah. I love that card. Essentially, its purpose was It was basically, it was a 4/4 flyer for 5 mana, I believe. That, it's a 4/4 flyer for 5 mana that, essentially, when it died, it nuked an artifact or an enchantment. That, I fucking loved it. Oh, I also gave the big warning to all my friends that if they play Mill against me, I am going to sacrifice every single option I have to kill you. I just gave them that warning. I don't like Mill. If anyone's seen me play Magic the Gathering on stream, because I've done it before, they know I hate Mill with a fiery passion. I absolutely despise it. So I gave him the full warning of, you run Mill, I am going to go for you. I don't care who else there is in the game, I'm going for you. I will lose, yes, because I will be sacrificing entirely all of my energy on one person. Because I will basically be alpha striking them every turn to make sure they die. I will also die, but I'm killing that Mill player. And they're going, right, so don't use Demir against me. Yeah, pretty much. I just let that be known. And we have another player that said, if anyone uses Storm, I'm killing you as well. So we've got a couple of players that aren't playing to win, we're playing to spite, essentially. But since we have an hour to work with the decks, it's going to be interesting to see what we can come up with. We're also going to possibly give people handicaps eventually. On our 2 most experienced players. There's a temptation to give them a handicap in time. Like, the rest of us have an hour to build all our decks. And, the experienced players have, like, 30 minutes. Is a temptation we've had, and we've discussed it. It was actually suggested, partially by the 2 players. By one of the 2 players that's the most experienced, because they are favourites to win. Those 2 are by far favourites to win, and we all know it. Due to the type of players we all are, really. Those 2 are the 2 that are much, much better. They're like head and shoulders better than the rest of us. So it is going to be interesting. I've also been tempted to suggest we do a run of this where we throw in, basically we play the pauper version where you can't use rares or mythics. I've been tempted to throw that in as well because that'll even more even it up. Because then the brute forcey players like me and let's say and Gem basically, partner of the Magic the Gathering judge, which is why she's rather good. And I would definitely say she's the third best of the playing. We've also got a potential extra one, but it depends on them being free, because the current time that we're planning on doing it, they're not free, essentially. So we're not counting them in, at least for the first one. But it sounds awesome, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. So I will be picking my 2 sets probably tomorrow. I'll probably end up picking the 2 sets that I want to run tomorrow. I'm currently thinking the core set that had the Elder Dragons in, and one of the Tarkir, one of the dragons of Tarkir. My other option, of course, is one of the Theros block. One of the original Theros block, because I love the original Theros block. But here's the thing for this starting week. I am fairly sure I won't have to pick a Theros set. Because there's a buddy of mine who also started around Theros. Like, I started just before Theros started. That's when I started playing Magic. That's when I went to college and the people got me into Magic. So I played before, a little bit before Theros came out was when I started. And then Theros block came out. And so that's when I got a lot of playtime in Magic, was in Theros. And a friend of mine, the other one who is, I'd say the one that is about as skilled as me, that we've had like a lot of go toe-to-toes matches and I've come out on top more often than not, but it's not a clear cut at all. I know they are a big fan of the Theros block as well, so I think they might end up running Theros. Like, at least one Theros set being in their suggestions. Which means there's a pretty good chance that I'll get a set that I'm at least semi-comfortable with. Because if I pick 2 sets I'm semi-comfortable with, and Tim picks a set I'm semi-comfortable with, at least one set I'm semi-comfortable with, then it could go very well. I always have to be careful because there's a few sets that, as much as I love cards in, I'm not gonna pick. Like one of the ones is Ikoria. I love Ikoria to death. It's one of my favorite sets that's ever come out. It has the Godzilla cards in it. I absolutely love it. But, and here's the big one. I am not trusting the mutation black creatures with any of the other players. Particularly not the 2 really good ones, because I know how fucking strong the black mutates can be in the right kind of hands, in the right kind of deck. They are degenerate. So and the companions. Because, like, as a friend of mine said, it's like, one of the companions was banned from, like, Legacy for balance. So, I'm not letting... There's basically a few which is, like... I'm not going to throw these ones in because I have some idea of how to break a few of these, which means that the others who are better than me will annihilate with those guys. Because I've already established that they're going to win, probably. We actually said, there was a big thing we said was, we killed Dan first, who is the really good deck builder guy. Then we killed Tom, and then we battle it out survival of the fittest to whoever's left. Was a genuine suggestion, and a bit of a jokey one, but it's it might actually be end up how it runs. Oh yeah, I need to get a Pascal, don't I? But yeah, I am going to be ending the stream a bit early today, because the others are waiting for me a bit. Because obviously Raiders tonight. It's probably going to end up being map runs, but I still don't want to make him wait for me too bad. So I'll probably end like 5-10 minutes early. Oh, we got some lag there.
There's machines everywhere.
Analysis. This is a colony of pacifistic machine lifeforms led by the unit known as Pascal. It is logical for a large number of machine lifeforms to be present. This pod has concerns regarding your High Unit A2's predictive skills.
I'd be more concerned about me smashing your face if I were you.
Quick save. Okay, let's go up there. Hey Pascal, long time no see. That's one from before. Thank you again for rescuing me. Now then, how can I help you? Summary, your High Unit 82 possesses a faulty fuel filter. She has obtained information from an enemy leader of the resistance camp. She has travelled to this village in order to obtain a new filter. End summary. Request one functional fuel filter. You really need to spread out like that? Analysis. A2's lack of verbal communication made Pascal's assistance necessary. Shut up. Ah, I see. Sadly, I'm a bit of a short materials right now. I need the right rigid tree bark to create a filter, but the only location now is garden frozen machine like filters. Apologise, afraid I can't make the filter at the moment. Operation Unit 82 will secure the rigid tree bark. Don't confirm that by yourself!
Areas where rigid tree bark is available marked on map.
God damn it.
Analysis. Hostility toward the peaceful machine lifeform Pascal is pointless from an energy usage standpoint. Proposal. Form a friendly relationship immediately.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm actually curious if there's anything new in the shops. Because I think there was something new in one of the shops. So that's cool then. I don't know if I have that, so I'm going to buy it. Yeah, I don't know if I've had all those. Come again. And this is the weapon shop owner. Do you have anything new? Oh yeah, can you upgrade anything? Holy blessing. Can't be hands further at this shop, okay. Oh, maybe the blacksmith in... Yeah, maybe the blacksmith in the castle can do it. That's a possibility. Yeah, it says the guy in the forest, which I'm thinking that's the guy that I have to get to max out my weapons. The old, like, weaponsmith in the castle. Okay, let's look on the map. Where do I go? Okay, how do I even get there? There, I guess? Forest Zone Center. I mean, I would assume the forest is where you get rigid tree bark. Run, pigs!
Revenge for our king.
Oh yeah, we did kill that king, didn't we? Whoops. I forgot I'm playing the character that actually did murder the king of the forest machines. There's a few of you, aren't there? Ow! Yeah, that sped that one up faster. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Magic the Gathering games that we're gonna have. I'll be able to talk about it as well. There we go. So yeah, we'll have a good few hours to go through it. And we'll have like Star Wars after, which will be a lot of fun. It means we've got a dead cut-off point as well, which hopefully means that people won't just play stall out decks and things. And yeah, it'll be fun because there's... One of the fun bits that I'm looking forward to is the fact that it's impossible to actually net deck this. because it isn't a block.
Revenge for our king. My king. Accursed humans.
There you go. Very well. I can't really blame him for wanting to kill A2, to be honest. There you go. I'm looking forward to a game I'm planning on streaming tomorrow, by the way. For once I actually have a plan for a Tuesday stream. Rare as that is. I am going to be I'm going to be playing some Hades tomorrow, so if anyone likes that. I have been loving that game. A few people suggested it me a couple of times, honestly.
Guess I'll go back to that machine.
Yeah, a few people suggested me play Hades because they thought I'd enjoy it. I fucking love it. The game is awesome. I have gotten out once, almost entirely due to one of the items I picked up. Seriously, if anyone's playing Hades and is struggling to get out, just if you want to just get out, keep bringing the sword. And try to get the upgrade for the sword, the Dateless upgrade. That gives you, the life steal. It reduces your health by like 60% and gives you heal 2 on every auto attack. Because when you get that, Jesus, you need to just stack your health up. It does lower the amount of you get from health buffs. But if you're lucky, like I was, you'll get the Aphrodite bonus that increases all health pickups. And there's a few upgrades I didn't get, which I would have loved as well. I would have loved on the particular run that I managed to beat Hades. The Demeter, you increase the amount you heal from all sources. There's a ton of really good upgrades you can get to it. I also use the attack from... I use the sword attack from Dionysus, so it gives the stacking dot. I had a lot of attack speed buffs on... I honestly think I had... Oh yeah, another big important one. The Athena Call. The Athena Call is, my personal favourite. It has been. It does good work. But in another one, to use it, it's really good against Hades. Unsurprisingly, the final boss of Hades. It's absolutely amazing. Because he does, one part, a couple of times in his final phase, he uses this huge laser which spans the entire arena out from him. If you've got Athena's Call, which I did at the time, I activated it with I got a full blessing just before I activated it. So I activated it for its full duration. I'd upgraded the shit out of it, so it had a very long duration if it got to max. And it was a very high rarity. And because I did that, it essentially completely deflected his mega damaging laser beam back at himself, and I was still able to keep attacking him because in Athena's Blessing you become invulnerable. You literally get Aegis just surrounding you. So you reflect all damage that was taken back at whoever dealt with you. And you can't take damage, I don't think, from any source. I haven't tried against traps, but it's essentially complete invulnerability for its duration. I also had on one of the best upgrades in the entire game, if you've got any dot, really. But particularly with Dionysus, anything that Dionysus can give you, which gives the very rapid dot, or you get Poseidon's Riptide and things like that. One of the strongest upgrades you can get for those is from Artemis. Artemis has got one of her particular upgrades is any source of damage you have can crit. And obviously I had the dot, which is a very rapid dot, which activates. And so every one of those had a pretty good chance, had an okay chance of critting. I also had the everything you do shoots out arrows. And Artemis has some of my absolute favourite options. In terms of passives. I'm not a crazy big fan of most of her actives, really. But she has some amazing passives. Also, all of my favourite actives in the game are from, like, Poseidon, Athena, and things like that. Athena, I love Athena's abilities. The Athena upgrades pretty much synergize perfectly with my super aggressive playstyle that I always do in every game. But Hades actively encourages that kind of playstyle. So I love the game. My favourite weapons in the game, I've only completed it once with the sword, but I wouldn't say the sword is my favourite. Easily second favourite. But my absolute favourite, honestly, are the gauntlets. Malphon. I'd also say of the weapons that I'm best at in Hades, even though I have beaten it with the sword, I will say that I'm probably best with Malphon. If I was to make a guess for it, at least. Quite simply, the only reason that I've beaten it with the sword and not Malphon first is because the sword upgrade I got was utterly broken. Anything that gives you self-healing in a game like that, lifesteal is the god's end in a game like that. Because what to me makes Hades difficult is the lack of restoration in mission. Essentially. If you could get a ton of ways to get a lot of healing back in mission, because I can only name 2 that in rooms that you can get health back, not including, obviously, you end a room, you get 3 health back. I've found 2 ways. There's Demeter's, if you are without your last life upgrade, you regen. Basically, if you're without last chance, you get regen. And the sword. If you get the sword upgrade. Those are the only two I can name currently that I haven't found every single god blessing, I will say, but I don't think... The only one that appears to have healing is the meter, and I think I found all the healing upgrade items for the meter. I think I just haven't picked up a couple of the weird ones, like her calls and things. Actually, no, I picked up her call yet last night. I don't know. There's a couple I'm missing still from her. But I'm very much enjoying the game at the moment. Everybody who suggested it, thank you very much. It was great. Also, I love that the one time the run I finished it often had the most hilarious thing because the first thing I got wasn't a useful upgrade in any way for the actual combat. The upgrade that I got first things first was the Poseidon Legendary Fishing bonus. It was just the one that it gave it me. That was the run I finished. So if anyone's played Hades and gotten that, I finished that run. It was very silly that that's what I got first and then I end up winning. Yeah, weapons I'm best at would definitely be Malphon and the sword. I'd say I'm best with Malphon. The sword is a close second. I will usually get like good runs because they fit my playstyle. They are the relentless aggression. Then after those, I'd probably say Aegis. I enjoy Aegis a lot, and I'm not bad with it. I don't think I'm bad with it. Then I'd probably say the gun. Bear in mind, there's only one weapon in Hades that I don't like. I will say that as a statement. I only dislike one weapon in Hades. I'm just really rough with one of them. Yeah, I like the gun. I've had some very good runs with the gun. I've only run it twice, but both times I got to Hades. So I do really like the weapon. Oh, I'm getting messaged again. And the only reason why I'm checking the messages every so often is due to... Yeah, work is work, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a message that I got. It was the one up for basically saying what we're doing tonight in the raids, and it's unfortunately because of me, because I'm not quite good at high enough, I am high enough level and high enough item level. I'm not progressed enough in the story to do the weapons, essentially. If I'd have woken up earlier, I would have been, but unfortunately I woke up with like 10 minutes to spare to start my show. Which is why I was a bit late today. This is new. I don't think I fought one of these before. No, I didn't get Unity, so I must have fought one of those before. Weird. Okay. What other quest do I have other than the main one? Hoppler's Errand, Heritage and Past. Oh yeah, I need to go back to do that, don't I? Judging by the fact that I have a couple more things just not active anymore, I'm willing to bet the main story in this area is going to take me through like the factory and things again. Transport to resistance camp. Because I believe that's where a lot of the people were telling me to go from the roots. I think. I need a shave. My beard's getting a little out of control. There you are. Oh, it's the twins, yeah, was it? Hey, twins. Hey, thanks. I've been more than enough desert roses. This was easy, thank you. Meteorite. Ooh, meteorites. I think I needed those or something. You do okay? Cool. I believe, yeah, I have those. Because those are the two I needed to buy those off of. Take care. And Poplar doesn't have anything else to show. Yeah, they both have the same shop. Thank you.
I don't get it. Why are the twins being stuck with all these crap jobs?
Hypothesis. Continued crap jobs will eventually have a deleterious effect on the entire organization.
I'd better talk to the lady in charge about this.
Am I going to complain on behalf of the twins? I'm curious about this one, because I like the twins. They're kind of cool. Yes, what is it? Why are you scowling at me like that? I see, this is about developing Poplar. I understand how unfair most seem to keep getting our most difficult and dangerous assignments, but I'm afraid it's going to continue for a while. The others here, well, they still haven't forgiven them. Forgiven for what? And just who the hell are they anyway? That's something you should ask them directly. Yeah, I assumed there'll be another quest. So why are they done? You got a second little favour to ask. We need some tree sap to repair a tent. There's some super strong enemies guarding it. Can't even dent the things with the flimsy little weapons we have, so maybe you can. Shut up for a second. Why do you keep getting inside the most dangerous jobs? You're not exactly equipped to handle this kind of thing. I'm sorry. We really should be handling our own tasks. Well, I'm helping you out. Stop it, I'll take the job. I'm better at killing crap than you are anyway. What was it you needed again? Tree sap? That's okay, we'll handle this one ourselves. Well, I think we should accept the assistance. Come on, sis, we can't keep... Thank you, you have no idea how much this helps.
Where the heck am I gonna find that?
Search already performed. Regions rich in tree sap marked on map.
Well, aren't you a helpful little box? That ought to be enough sap. Time to head back.
Hello again, did you manage to secure the tree sap? Thank you, it must have been difficult. Is Devilla sleeping? She was drinking. I think she finally passed out. She's been trying to cut back, though things rough as they are. Well, everyone needs a release, I suppose. What do you mean, rough? It's not easy being a defective model, you know. In the past, a pair of models identical... Oh, caused a major incident. Poplar, poplar. My glass ain't getting full of here. Wish no good. Raz. Oh, Devola. He does love that particular spirit. She makes it with Desert Rose, actually. You're welcome to try some if you'd like. What? No, keep your goddamn home from my booze. It's mine. I'm gonna drink it all up. Meow. Meow. She can say some pretty odd things in this sleep. So you're gonna have a belt or what? Oh, maybe next time. When I drink, well, it's not always a good thing. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, thank you again. Should take a bit of time to rest if you can. Black Pearl, I know I need those. And I got booze! I need to talk to her. Go on, what are you gonna say, Demola? I'm gonna puke. twins. Partially, I've got no reason not to like the twins. Maybe they're a reference to like the first game. Because I know this is technically the sequel. I've never played Nier. So I don't know the full amount of all the stuff in Nier. But, yeah. So maybe they're a reference to that, or maybe there's something completely unique, I'm not sure. Hey, I also check quests, just in case there's a thing for the twins. No, I don't have anything for the twins, okay. Not yet, anyway. I'm assuming you have to do something else to unlock it. My thought is for ending stream a little earlier than usual today. Don't worry, I'm still gonna go for a while. But ow, you son of a bitch! It means that I'm not holding it back too much because I've been known to go over on Nier streams before. So if I have released the first week, or I turn up a bit early for raids. Then I might get a bit of forgiveness when, if I get into like a major plot point that we can't avoid. For instance, so... going a bit late, essentially. I gave them all the full warning that sometimes I might genuinely just be late. I know how I am. I am quite often late for things. It's unfortunate. It's not through active effort. I try not to be late as much as possible. So I will quite often for things either turn up super early, or I'll be like 5 minutes late. There's no middle ground. That's one of my favourite stories is to tell. When I was in school, years ago, when I was in school, I used to, I actively made all the teachers give up on giving me detention for being late. They realised it just didn't work. At all. They stopped giving me detentions because they just didn't do anything. I would still turn up late. It wasn't out of malicious intent I'm turning up late. So eventually the teachers just didn't want to stay for the detentions and things either. So I just got away with it. I war of attrition the teachers on lateness and won. They just went, just let him do it. He's not turning up late for his actual lessons. As soon as he's here, he's here. He's just sleeping. I've always been very tired in mornings. I've never been a morning person. Ever. The only time I'm super awake is if I'm looking forward to something very specific. Then I can usually muster up enough energy to do it. But most of the time, I've said I've conserved energy before. Because when I'm awake, I'm really awake. But when I'm tired, I am almost completely out. As you guys have probably seen, honestly. It's why my streams can like switch so massively between super active and just pretty low energy. It also depends on time of year. I don't usually deal well with cold. I've never been good with cold. I've never been good with cold or humidity. Just a weird thing of my like Reynolds and things. I do well with dry heat. I don't mind dry heat at all. Like I used to go on holiday to the Med when I was younger, and I used to massively enjoy that, and I used to be fine in that kind of heat because it's dry. But I live, if for those who don't know, I live in the UK. If it gets hot in the UK, it gets like sweatboxy. Essentially, it gets really, really humid. That's the heat I don't deal well with. Oh, Jesus. Bye. Yeah, I've never been good at deal with cold as well because it's a real weird reason as well. I can deal with cold if my hands and feet are warm. That's how it goes. My internal temperature is ridiculously high. I'm like around my head, body, and that kind of thing. It's got a very, very high internal temperature. As well as like my shoulders as well. I've never really had much of a problem in that aspect. I'm more likely to overheat, honestly, than not. Even in like icy climates and things, I'm more likely to overheat than not. Like if I wrap up too heavily, I will overheat. One of the reasons I can never go to the North Pole ever. I would be so rough. A situation in the North Pole. Even more than I think most people. But if my hands and feet get cold, I am really rough. The rest of my body feels cold. If they are. Even the rest of my body can be completely covered up. If my hands and feet are cold, no. Does anyone else get like that? I believe it's similar to my sister. She also has something similar to that. Yes, if people didn't know, I have a big sister. Which is further proof to the one, to a little article which I saw. My aunt posted it. My aunt, who's the younger sister of my dad. She posted a thing saying that the younger siblings are always the funniest. And my dad went, I'm not sure about that. And I went, I don't know, sounds pretty alright to me. That was my response. And I got a comment and I got a like undo on it. So obviously, I'm the youngest of my, it's just me and my big sister. We don't have any other siblings. We have a lot of cousins, but we don't have any other siblings. So I am the youngest of two. This is unfortunate. I always wanted to do this quick. Machine head. Yeah, when I was younger, I still kind of wouldn't mind, but I understand why it would work. I always wanted a younger sibling. But instead of having a younger sibling, I had a ton of cousins and things. And it was the weird one because in my family, I am the younger of the two siblings, but my sister is much older than me. My sister is 10 years older than me. And the other relatives in my family all had kids around the same time that I was born. And I am the oldest of those kids. Not the most responsible one by any means, but I am the eldest. So I always got to be the one that looked after the others. Essentially, like if we were out playing, it was my job to take care of the others. I was the protector, essentially, of the group. Because I was the eldest, and because just a lot of the relatives I had were just a lot smaller than me. So I was only 1 year old. I was only the oldest by 1 year, but the others were just really small, like family ones basically. They just aren't as big as me. And so also I was quite sporty. So I just got a lot bigger than the others. Not huge, I was still about average height, but I was more physically capable than the others by a good margin, and I was, for a very good number of years, I was like a head taller than all of the others. Like even during the the age bit, the awkward gangly teenage years where girls tend to grow taller for a couple of years, and then boys shoot to be a lot taller. I was still always the tallest, even though I had two of my younger cousins were girls. Even then, I was still much taller than them. I mean, it's not quite as dramatic anymore. My youngest cousin is almost. My youngest cousin's quite tall. She's still not as tall as me, but she's a lot taller than the others. And my second youngest cousin, the only boy of my younger cousins, finally got his growth spurt in like a few years back. So he's actually like comparable to me in height now. But I was still always the big cousin, you could tell. It was dramatic at the time. Which actually had a hilarious bit for, because I used to do martial arts growing up. I mean, a lot of kids did. It was really fun. Also, if anyone's thinking about doing martial arts, just do it. It's a ton of fun. I've been thinking of starting again at some point. Like doing it as an adult. Because I used to do it when I was an actual kid. Like it was, I pretty much stopped when I got my black belt, around when I started secondary school, like a year or two into secondary school. So when I was about like 12, 13 was when I stopped pretty much. Maybe a little older than that, I'm not sure. But I was not great, I was pretty young. But I kept up practice of like the basics. It was always a fun one because my little cousins always used to, if they got picked on by anyone, there's always the kid one of, I'll get my big brother, sibling, cousin kind of thing. My cousins had the, I'll get my big cousin on you. And they could back it up because I was just a giant amount taller than them. And I looked, it's not quite so evident anymore. I used to look quite muscular. Nowadays, I don't really look particularly muscular, mostly just due to quarantine and not being able to exercise as much as I'd like to. But I used to play a lot of sports when I was younger. I actually used to get called a jock occasionally, which is a real weird thing even to this day. Because I got described as... Because I used to do babysitting. As well. I'm a very protective person, so I have the... apparently I have the right kind of demeanor for it. Apparently I have, like, a lot of Big Brother energy, according to a lot of people. So, essentially, a lot of I got one time pulled by one of them. Well, you're because they were talking. It was a couple of siblings, so they're talking about like the whole like nerd jock, the whole like list of what you'd get as like the stereotypes in school, and they went, well, like James, he's obviously a jock, and I went, wait, what? You think I'm a jock? One of the nerdiest people ever. I was always like... I was by no means a jock at school. But it's because I was... But it's like, no, I can see why they'd call me a jock. It's because I was very sporty. And like, I still preferred to spend my time playing video games and things. And staying in... Like, playing video games, having fun, chatting... Like D&D and Magic the Gathering cards and all that kind of stuff. I've always been like that. Even since I was very young, I was very nerdy. It comes from the family. So it was really odd hearing them call me a jock. But when I was thinking about it, it's like, I could see where the mistake could be made. Because, there was always that thing, you know, at school, it was like, oh, the nerdy kids picked last. I was never picked last for sports. I was picked pretty early, very consistently. Mostly in football. Football was one of the big ones. Cricket was another one. Because obviously, I'm British. If we ever played rugby, the one time we played rugby, I was picked first. I wasn't actually, oh, hello. Must be nice. I did 2 markers on. It can't have been anything important. No, okay, they're the same mark. It's just a bug. Got it. I think A2's actually got a slightly longer dash than 2Ds. I really hate shooting. Like, actually properly aiming. I'm really bad at it. Yeah. This is a way to get a lot of recoveries, I guess. Yeah, she does have a slightly longer dash. Because she has that, like, red mode bit, essentially. But I can't do a lot of the quests in, that you could do as 2B, essentially. Yeah, after I finish this, I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna look up how to get every ending, afterwards. And if I think I can get every ending, like it doesn't have a thing like get every single, quest complete and things like that. I know there's only one missable ending, but if I feel like I can, it's worth my time. Is that a bomb? Oh, that's just an Uber snake. Okay. Huh. That actually kinda hurt. I'm very much looking forward to a lot of stuff that's coming up. Looking forward to playing Hades on stream tomorrow. See how terribly I do when I have to talk at the same time. Because Hades is a game that I've been playing solo. A few people know I like tactical roguelikes, essentially. Because I played a ton of, actually beat, what's the game called? Dungeon Souls. One of my favourite roguelikes I've ever played, by the way. And Hades, to me, feels very similar to Dungeon Souls. It's like Dungeon Souls plus, essentially. And obviously I played, like, Synthetic, and I played Synthetic on stream, and things like that. And I'm a big fan of those kind of games. Like the non-bullet helly ones, essentially. I'm not good at bullet hell games. I tell people this a lot. Why are you playing Nier Automata? Because you can punch the bullets out of the air. And that's a big one for me. Honestly, that is a big plus on roguelikes. Because roguelikes quite often are kind of bullet helly. But roguelikes that let you smash through the bullet hell segments, those are like... Because I'm terrible at, like, defensive dodging. Always have been, always will be. I'm too twitchy about it, and I get greedy as well. I am primarily a ferocious gamer. It's why I build tanky in most games. I tend to build very, very durable, so that my ferocious and reckless playstyle isn't heavily punished. Ooh, right use. You're mine, motherfucker. I don't know if I need you for anything, but I'm gonna kill you anyway. Like, cool. Yeah, like, I don't know if I need that for anything, but I didn't have it, which makes me think that if it's in the game, it's gonna have a purpose, right? Cool. See, that's why I build like I do usually in games. I like a lot of self-healing abilities, regen and durability upgrades, and I tend to go like crit chance and pure damage is most of my offense. I like attack speed as well. What the hell is that? Oh, it's just a rock. Okay. Looks like something out of Dark Souls. Like a goop monster. But yeah, it's a weird one. I think one of the most accurate like shows of my like building things though was in Diablo 3. You couldn't do it quite as well if memory serves in Diablo 2. Bear in mind, it's been a while since I played Diablo 2. But in Diablo 3, my main character was a barbarian. I love barbarian best in D3. And essentially what I ended up doing in Diablo 3, my build was it was like the earthquake, I can't remember the name, exact name of the build, but it's like the earthquake, seismic slam, like geo kind of build. And it was... It's a big one of... I can be very creative if given parameters. Like, I have a huge amount of options to pick from. Then I can be very creative. I'm not good at spontaneous make something from nothing kind of deal. I'm not terrible though when it comes to creativity. If I've got like some basis. Like if I look at something, I can look at something and go, "Ooh, that'd be cool. What if I make it work like this?" Essentially, which is what I did a lot in Diablo 3. Like I had all the Paragon abilities. I had the set bonuses and like all the sets that do specific things to certain abilities. I had the special... Is it Paragon abilities? The special, like, you can dismantle a legendary weapon, armor piece, and bits of jewelry, and you get and you can just have the effect without needing the item, and things like that. You can have multiple set bonuses and ancient items synergizing together in weird ways. But that's what I did, essentially, in Diablo 3. And I built a character that was all but completely indestructible and immune to all but one form of crowd control that existed in the entire game. And I loved playing that character. Because I had him hurtle his way into combat. He wasn't, for what he wasn't crazy high damage. Well, he was crazy high damage. But his purpose wasn't damage. And my sister's wizard could output a lot more damage than he could. But my character's purpose was, he was the line. Nothing got past him. It's like I played the tank. I never have been super bothered about getting the maximum possible damage out of my builds. My playstyle makes up for the lack of damage the build's potential has. And increases it. Essentially. There is a defined limit in how much I can get out of the build, because the build isn't built for damage. But with the build, it can do a lot more damage than you expect of a very defensive build. Because until you get to the very, very, very pinnacle of difficulty in the game, it was like Torment 20 or something like that, which is where I was like holding my own. That was where my character's build like can shine through to see what it actually is supposed to be. It's a build that you feel indestructible on any difficulty. Yes, damage is king in Diablo games. But since I used to actually act as a part of a party, I would be the wall. Essentially, I would be the front line. That's completely indestructible, and all the enemies would focus on me, so that my sister, with a nuclear massive damage, and her boyfriend, who's also very good at supporting, could run rampant with their abilities too. That being said, my character did hold his own in damage generally, because he had like all the damage buffing things in the world. Seismic Slam, which has massive area effect. It had like all its abilities actually could cause damage, even its buffing abilities, which weren't designed to dealt damage. Oh, it was a great bit of fun. And then it had its trump card. It had one ability which very rarely got used. It got used essentially if I ever met it in an elite pack or a boss. The Wrath of the Berserker mode. The Wrath of the Berserker mode in that build was essentially, whatever you are fighting is now no longer a problem. It was a very powerful, because what I had the Berserker ability on was just, it increases your damage. I was already doing very, very competitive amounts of damage without it, and then as soon as Berserker activated it basically upped all of my damage by like 20%. I think it was. It made me completely immune to the only other crowd control that could hurt me in the entire game. It increased my attack speed. It basically just amped me through the roof. And it literally was like Super Saiyan. It felt like it. Okay, so that is all I've got time for, because I want to be a little early for everyone. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have a fantastic evening. Everyone who keep playing video games, keeping awesome. You guys are the best ones on Twitch. Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow when I'll be playing some Hades. So, I hope you guys look forward to that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe if you can. It'd be greatly appreciated. But don't feel any pressure to do it. If you can't afford it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. See you around. Good night.